settle down now. Settle down. No dancing. There's no dancing.
Snow dancing. How do we snow dance?
Slow dance.
Slow dancing.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing?
I'm out of breath.
What'd you do?
I was trying to adjust my lighting. As you can see, it's marvelous.
Yes.
It doesn't just happen by accident.
Yeah, I see that. There's probably all the green screen tips Donovan gave you.
Yeah, that must be it. How's your comb doing there, David?
Who?
Your comb.
My comb? Dave's not here, man. I'm Bob.
Dave's not here.
Oh, Dave's not here. I see.
Hi, I'm Bob from Texas Family Camping.
Yes, you are. Okay, you guys want to introduce yourself? Scott, what are you all about?
I'm Scott from McGuire's on Tires. We're a family of 4, and we are any-timers, as some folks say. Anytime we can get in the camper and take off, we do it. And of this group of folks that are that I'm fortunate to be on the screen with right now, I am the newbie, the beginner, the figuring it out guy. And I'm just excited to be here, and thank y'all for having me. Hopefully I won't mess up your show too bad.
You will not. All right, David.
David?
Oh.
Hey.
Yay.
I'm Bob from Texas Family Camping. And I am a living testament to why if you start making 2 videos a week, you should keep making 2 videos a week and not drop to 1. Or you could do like the guy next to me.
Yes.
I'm Donovan, lacking in making new content. It should happen soon, and I'm going to keep milking that until it does. And I'd like to point out that Scott is not new. He's got 1 more subscriber than I do on the race to 1,000, and I'm very jealous of this. But I haven't put out new content, and that's how I've been staying with him. I'm using his joke against him. Okay. Who are you?
Yes. Oh, I'm Steve Turtle. I'm the host for the show tonight, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to wing it and give it a shot. I do make videos from time to time. I'm supposed to have one coming out tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to happen. I am planning on driving this camper out of this campground and head east. And I'm ready. I got it hooked up right now.
Are you leaving right now? Because it's raining here.
Yeah. We didn't pick the day. We didn't pick the weather. It just comes.
Your camper is amazing. I noticed there's a grand piano. What brand of camper is that?
Oh, this back here?
Yeah.
It's what do they call it? Grand View, Grand Design.
The Grand Design. This is the new model with the grand piano in it.
Yeah, and it comes with a grand piano. Yes, very much so. And it's really roomy. It's got like 12 slide outs. It's like one of those. We're totally getting off track here.
Oh no, 12 slides off track. That's terrible.
Yeah, wow. It's like a transformer. Oh, Camping Therapy's here. Well, I'd like to recognize everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully we got a couple of videos that you'll like, and we're going to go ahead and play one of those here in just a little bit. But what we'll be doing is we're going to watch a 1 minute or less segment of a video submitted by the community, and we're gonna check it out. We'll each take turns, about 2 to 3 minutes, mentioning what we like about the video, 1 to 2 things that we might consider an idea, an option for next time. And we're not experts. We're just giving our opinion, and you take it like that, and hopefully we can all learn and get better together. Then we'll have a short roundtable discussion about what was said and possibly pop up a few thoughts from the chat. And then we'll play the video again so everybody can see what we're talking about. We'll be viewing 2 videos per show. The links to these videos are down below in the description area. If you'd like to submit, hold on. Yeah. Stop tickling Scott. If you would like to submit an entry, just email the show at vidliftinfo@gmail.com. The link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. The next show will be on Scott McGuire's Own Tires channel, May 18th. Next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And always, you can check the thumbnail at the of this show if you forget. So don't forget. So that'll be Scott.
That was really great, Steve. Have you hosted before? You're very good at this.
Oh, my goodness. I'm just hoping nobody hits end broadcast.
I'm just glad someone else is getting picked on about it.
Oh, I guess we're supposed to watch a video. Nick's Picks is here. How you doing? It's good to see you.
I've got a new friend that's here, 45th Parallel Homestead. Somebody that I just met recently on YouTube, only to discover that I used to work with them years ago.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
The show.
Do they know that you're telling people they know you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let them tell you.
It's a small world. Tumbleweed RV Life's good to see you too.
I was probably looking on the screen wondering, who is Thomas?
Whose video are we doing first, Steve?
I think we're going to do Desert Adventure. Was that a cue?
You know me.
Yeah, Desert Adventures in Arizona. So let's lift each other up and learn together. I'm going to play this video and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit. If I can find it.
Hello, my name is Steve. My channel is Desert Adventures in Arizona. I want to tell you a little bit about the Adventures of Traveling Mike's channel. I stumbled across Mike as he started his live, and he started it with the idea of breaking the record for the longest live on YouTube. And so as I started watching it and seeing other people come on and share their experiences on his panel, the interaction between everyone in the chat, it's really no longer let's break the record. It's now a mutual support network. And I really enjoyed it and wanted to let you know, if you haven't followed the Adventures of Traveling Mike, jump on there. It's a great community, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you.
All right. All right, Scott, I'll let you go first since you're up there in the top right corner.
What I really like is it's straight to the point, no fluff. It's straightforward. He presents the information. So many YouTube videos will talk about what they're going to tell you. They'll give you an intro, then they'll tell you it's coming up, and then they'll eventually get to the point. He doesn't do that. Just bam, here it is. Hope you enjoy it. I like that a lot. Now, to hold my interest, though, I feel like there are a couple of things we probably could do. There was a lot of silence just in the narrative that I think just a little bit of effort, we could have cut that out. And, you know, it could be a matter of rehearsing the script a couple of times and removing where those silences would be. And so the pace just keeps moving. Or even in editing, there are some folks that if you watch their talking head videos, they've gone through, and some people do it to the extreme. There's absolutely no silence in their talking, and it's like they're not even human. They're robots. They just keep talking. There's no space in there whatsoever. And that might be a bit much, but just to take out some of the pauses and keep it moving a little bit. And, you know, he was showing us the stream here, but I think it'd be cool if we were able to take some of that, some clips from the stream, and show it. Maybe here are some of the guests we've had. Here are some of the cool things that we've done. It'd be cool to see some of the stream on the screen, like as he's talking, to see some of the stream at the same time. I think that that'd be really neat. And one other thing, you see some people that will go, they're clearly in their house or in their bedroom, and they've played with the lighting. They've changed some things in the background, and they can play with what light is facing them, what lights are off in the background, maybe even some candles, just to, or some colorful lights, just something to change up the background. And what we were watching was right in somebody's garage. And while that gave us the effect of, it was just, hey, here I am, I'm presenting the information. That was cool. But you could just up the level real simply just by changing the location, changing what's in the background. You can play with some lights. And when I say play with lights, I mean as simple as turning some lights on, some lights off, moving some lamps around. I remember we recorded in our bonus room one time, and we gathered like 4 or 5 lamps from around the house, took the lampshades off and put them right in front of the subjects. And the lighting turned out just fine. But just a couple of things like that, I think would take the video's level up a notch and just keep me from having the opportunity of clicking off the video.
All right, David.
I kind of want to approach this backwards from what we normally do. I want to at first kind of criticize it because it's a very simple video, right? Not a lot was put into it. Not a lot of effort was put into it. It was just a straightforward, I'm going to talk to the camera and I'm going to show people what I've been watching on my tablet. And it was very simple. The reason I want to put that first is because I want to honestly say I admire that at this point, because I feel like I'm putting so much stress on me making my own videos that it's almost become a loss of fun. I feel like he's actually has an opportunity to have a little bit more fun with it. He's still got the freedom of stress-free of I'm just going to talk to the camera and I'm not even going to worry about it. And I actually am envious of that right now. I've got a lot on my mind that I would like to just talk to the camera about, and I'm so scared to do so because I've put so much work into my other videos. I didn't say they were good. I just put so much work into them. And now I feel like I can't step back and just do something so plain and fun like this. And there are times I've done a few shout out videos where I have shouted out other channels and live streams and stuff that I liked. But I like the simplicity of this. And I feel that it worked. He took a moment to share with his subscribers something that's going on and something he's been partaking in and what it's become. And I also had that little connection with it because I hate to get all mushy on you guys, but I told all these guys that I'm enjoying doing the show because these other 3 guys have become like my friends. I look forward to hanging out with my buddies each week. So I guess I had that little connection with Desert Adventures in Arizona in this video. So yeah, it's simple and there's a lot more that could be done, but at the same time, I liked it.
All right, Mr. Donovan.
Well, first of all, I'm going to go back to the way we were doing it because I don't want to be different. Actually, I really like what you did there, but I don't like to give you too many compliments. So first of all, he was looking at the camera, and how awesome was that? Because how many people do these and just stare at the screen, right? But he was actually looking at the camera. So that's pretty good. The other thing I really loved is not only did he point out the world record about this channel, which, by the way, another channel has the Guinness record, but still didn't break the actual world record that the Adventure of Traveling Mike did accomplish. So that's an interesting thought. But what I loved about it is he talked about how the record's not the important part anymore. It's now becoming a support place for people who are on their own. And there's been some great letters and stuff sent in about people who were really in bad shape and they were able to tune in and just listen to people talk and comment in the chat, and it changed some behaviors that they could have acted upon. And it's been very beautiful. So I love that he brought attention to that. My biggest complaint was the one time he brought it up and showed the live, I wasn't on it. So, you know, I see Marshall, you know, Melonomadic Adventures was on there, but he didn't pick a time when I was on. So my feelings were, no, I'm just kidding. It was fine. I would have, the volume was pretty low. I had to turn up to hear it. So I wanted to bring that up. And if I had to bring something else up, it would have been interesting if you could have found a way to get the video turned the other direction. But I mean, it's really kind of a small thing. But at least clean the iPad before you do it, because of all the fingerprints. Those showed up. So even if it was reversed, it wouldn't have mattered. But I would have probably just tried to really buff that off so that wouldn't have shown. But that's a couple. What do you think, Steve?
I must have hit that chord again. Well, you know, everybody covered all my points. Why do I go last and everybody covers all the points that I have? Exactly. Not completely true. I love his passion, because obviously Steve was watching the live stream and he got all excited about what was going on and he wanted to share it. And I think that's a value. I mean, that's something, you know, he was emotionally moved by something that caused him to do something. So I could see that, and I think that's really great. His message is short and it's to the point. I mean, you know, it's not a long video. He says what he wants to say and that's it. And he even says thank you. I agree. The sound was low. I even tried to manipulate it a little bit myself, but I didn't spend a lot of time doing so. I apologize for that. And the reversed video, which when we have the round table, I'd like to talk about that. And I think if you were going to do a shout out, that a good idea would be to drop a link down in the description area of that video or that live stream, because that'd be an easy way for someone to jump over there and check it out. So that's it. Should we show the video again? Or do we do the round table? Round table. Video? All right.
Hello, my name is Steve. My channel is Desert Adventures in Arizona. I want to tell you a little bit about the Adventures of Traveling Mike's channel. I stumbled across Mike as he started his live, and he started it with the idea of breaking the record for the longest live on YouTube. And so as I started watching it and seeing other people come on and share their experiences on his panel, the interaction between everyone in the chat, it's really no longer let's break the record. It's now a mutual support network. And I really enjoyed it and wanted to let you know, if you haven't followed the Adventures of Traveling Mike, jump on there. It's a great community, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you.
All right. Outstanding. Thoughts, concerns, issues?
You know, one thing we didn't talk about was when he had the stream playing, the audio was playing in the stream. I found that a little distracting. We've got the narration and the audio from the stream. I think we could have brought that in if we want, you know, put some clips in if we wanted to. But if we're going to show the video, let's pull that audio down and focus on just one audio.
I see.
I heard that too when I watched it the first time. I noticed that because I was like, what is that? What am I hearing?
I actually thought it was me.
I was actually distracted from the background. I was trying to check out all the cool stuff he had in his garage.
Well, I did that too.
That's the second time. The first time I was actually listening. So he did what he needed to do because I was paying attention. The second time I started looking around a little bit more.
Yeah, what toys does he have? Pretty nice garage.
There was one spot in there where he said, I started watching, people started coming on, and I saw the interaction in the chat, just one right after the other. He said these, and that's the key to what he's telling us. It would have been cool to see if he's saying, I started watching, let's see him start watching. Let's see a video of him holding his iPad. People started coming on. Let's see who some of the guests are. And people are starting to interact in the chat. Show the chat scrolling, show some of this interaction. That was just I think that was an opportunity that really could have been expanded on to really do something with his speaking.
Yeah. I think I liked it. I thought it was short and sweet, to the point. He didn't spend a lot of time on it. He may have just been watching and stood up and threw the camera up there and started to talk. Sometimes, talking heads are interesting, especially if they're short and to the point, and you don't just rattle on like I do. But David said something about it earlier. I do talking head every once in a while, and I don't see much difference in views or watch time. I see it more often by content.
I'd like to point out one thing that you guys may not know, maybe, and that's that this is live that he's showing you. And in order to record a clip of live, you have to back it up in real time, record it because right now you can't record sound and video at the same time. So you'd have to record the video, then you got to back it up again and record the sound separately. And then you've got to take the time to put the two together just to make that clip. And that seems like an awful lot of work to just say, hey, I appreciate what I saw. And I just wanted to point that out because that is a difficult thing for people to do if you don't take a lot of time to do that. So
there are some past lives on that same channel that have already been ended somehow that he could have.
Hello, my name is Steve. My channel.
I'm sure there's one out there, but unfortunately, when you go over, oh my gosh, I mean, once you go over 12 hours or 8 hours, that live is dead. They won't air it. So. And if you go 25 days and someone accidentally hits the button that ends the live after the record's been broken and everything just by accident, you take a lot of stuff for that. People pick on you a lot. So
that's not nice. People should not do that.
It's a never-ending story.
I was thinking more about, as I was saying, things to keep the viewer's attention, because he's got a point he wants to get across. What are some of the things that would have kept my attention? And I got to thinking, there had to have been, I promise I'm not referencing any one instance. There had to have been some steps along the way. Some little things that have happened that he could have shared that I would have gone, oh, that's neat. Let me tune in and see what that's like. Or maybe some of the behind the scenes planning. Here are some things that happen, and here are some things that go into putting this together, or some personal stories. I mean, like Donovan was saying, one of his points is this has turned from let's break a record to it's changing lives. It's saving lives for a lot of folks. Share those stories in there, and people are putting public comments in there. And once they're in there, they're intended as public comments. Show us those. Get me emotionally attached and make me say, oh, that's not only I want to watch this video without clicking off, but I want to see more of this stream. I mean, there are some little nuggets that I think could have been added even from just saying them.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that would have helped. Maybe it would have been nice to have some kind of question at the beginning, just to kind of get people. Why is this one a big deal? But he does get to it, right? Just if you ask the question, I think you could have held maybe somebody a little longer, because the biggest point was helping other people was the last thing he said. It would have been nice to make sure they stayed long enough to catch that one. Although it was a short enough video that it definitely probably was fine.
What could have been that leading question at the beginning to hook me in, make me want to stay around for the answer?
Did you know there was a world record live stream that's been hosted? Let me tell you something about that.
That's good.
Just something. And then make that your little, like what Steve said last week, a little little hook at the beginning just to kind of get people to go, a world record that just happened, something like that.
That's great, Don. I like that.
Yeah.
You tried to catch me off guard. Thanks.
No,
you do pretty good.
Now, Steve, you mentioned something about the video being backward.
Yes.
I told you I'm the newbie. What would be the fix for that?
Well, I have to do it post video. I reverse it in my editor. I don't know how to turn my phone around that, it flips it while I'm videoing. So I just take the clip once it's in my editor. No, I don't do it. I don't do it. It's a mirror effect.
But doesn't it only work if you're looking at the screen? If you turn around the other way where you don't see the screen, then it turns out correctly.
Yes. In selfie mode, no. Yeah.
Right.
In selfie mode, it's flipped because you're looking in a mirror. In the forward camera, it's okay. Then I have an editing feature that I can flip it, different directions, and I just flip it over.
We know you like to look and listen to yourself a lot. It's okay, Steve.
Oh my goodness, that's not very nice. Feelings hurt now. All right, should we watch another one? We're supposed to do another one.
Well, I have no comment. I mean, if mine's not important,
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. It's a round table.
Until you chopped a corner off all of a sudden. I was just going to add to what you just said. If something as simple as the video being backwards was going to distract from the message that he was so passionate about, I think that's a great point, Steve, that you'd take a moment and figure out how to flip that around.
Yeah, it's funny that you like we were looking at what's in the garage more so than Steve. We're looking at the screen and the fingerprints, and those are distractors to the message. All right, now we got one, and I don't see James in here at all. I see B Bear, Happy Place Camping, and Texas Family. Texas Family Camping.
I'm noticing a trend. When we have this particular host, the people don't show up to see their videos reviewed.
I did send the email, didn't I? I know I did.
You sent the email, but you sent the StreamYard link. Are you sure they're not in the basement waiting to come up?
I was waiting for that to happen. I was just going to tell them, no, you can't come up. I don't know. Yeah,
Donovan, Felix is waiting for you to do a hair flip.
Probably. Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. All right. All right, let's watch another video. We're going sideways.
Everybody asked me what I was doing on Saturday. What day is Saturday? Wow, look at this. What do you think, guys? Does that look good? Does that look good enough to cut in? Huh? You think so? Look at this good bread. See how nice it come out of the oven? Look at this. Come out nice and brown. I mean, nice good loaf of the bread that's homemade. Let's see if we can turn this one. Yeah, we can turn it. Look at this. Ain't that pretty? Ain't that nice? Am I making you guys hungry yet? Just imagine when I cut it into this. Put some nice butter on it. Maybe some jelly. That looks good, don't it? And the other one come out the same. Let's move that one down. We'll turn this one. That looks nice. Man, this looks really, almost dropped it. Look at this bread. RV on the wayside. I thought maybe you want some bread. I made you some. Anybody else want some bread? Ain't this nice? Here's the top of it even. Come out nice and brown. It's homemade bread. That's what I do on Saturdays. Alright guys, have a good evening. Have a good day. Enjoy your evening. We'll talk to you later.
I don't know where James is at. Yeah. Rick Oven, RV under Wayside. Well, we got a new panel person. Well,
do I get to go first?
Yeah, let's let Donovan go first, or Rick Oven.
Rick Oven. Yeah. So I didn't know my channel name changed, but I had to change my name too since I'm sharing it with someone else. At least he didn't say Rick Underwear, RV Underwear Wayside.
Yeah.
Because then I would have really made a difference in that title. So first of all, James, that is probably the best looking loaves of bread I've ever seen. I was a little disturbed, brother, that you put a Pepto-Bismol bottle behind it. But I'm not sure that really helped with the appearance. But I got to tell you, the top of that bread was gorgeous. I looked at Jody and go, we haven't made bread in a long time. I really want to make a loaf of bread right now because it really was absolutely gorgeous. And you signed off just very sweet and kind, and you're a wonderful person, and I adore you. I probably think you would have got more views if you'd have dropped the bread. That would have been, not just get close. But anyway, that's, this is Rick Oven from RV Underway Wayside. Back to you.
All right, David.
Maybe someday Steve Turtle will notice that I'm not the real Spider-Man, but that's okay. Not today. I don't think that any one of us is going to not talk about Pepto-Bismol. If the second time I watched the video, I noticed how great the bread looked, and it did look really good. First impressions, though, I could not stop looking at the Pepto-Bismol. So I think a lot of people would say that when you're making a video, you want to clear some space, you want to kind of clear out your environment and whatnot. I know there were other things back there, but the Pepto was so distracting that it was hard to even look at the bread. So I know that James Cantonese, we love you. We've seen you so many live streams. You're an awesome person, and that bread looked amazing. I love the fact that I'm not entirely sure why Donovan gets bread. I mean, maybe some of the rest of us are a little jealous. Maybe. If you had said Texas Family Camp and I made some bread for you, I'd be willing to overlook the Pepto-Bismol. But I guess it is what it is. I'll put some some peanut butter and jelly on some bread and just sit there and imagine that. On to you, Scott.
We call that a wish sandwich. You got some bread and you wish you had something to put on it. I've had a wish sandwich many times in my day. Maybe some Duke's mayonnaise. That makes for a good sandwich. I said the exact same thing. You asked, doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? Yes, that bread looks good. But that is not the first thing that caught my attention. Yes, we're all going to talk about the Pepto. I mean, there was Pepto. There was a bottle of water. There was a bowl of some sort, maybe an ashtray. And I couldn't get past it. I had to rewatch, and then I went, you know what? That bread really does look good. But I noticed, James, you're not using any editing, and so if that's the style you're going for, then set the stage. Just like I was saying in the other video, clear off the counter, make a space there, maybe put out a tablecloth, turn on some lights, and do the bread justice. That's what you did on Saturday. You spent all that time making that bread. And you're nice enough to share it with us. Well, you share it with some people, but you're showing it to us, and it looks awesome. So give that bread the layout it deserves. Maybe, I know you didn't eat the bread by itself, maybe put the meal out, show what you had with the bread. And then a little thing, when you went to grab the bread and turn it, that could have been as simple as just moving the camera. Instead of seeing something else come in and move the bread, just move the camera and show us the different angles. But I mean, once, exactly like they said, when I went back and watched it, that bread looks amazing. So I don't know why you can't just put some in the mail to South Carolina. I'm waiting on some bread, but the bread looks amazing. I would say my big thing that I would suggest is do the bread justice by setting up a layout for the bread.
I didn't even see the Pepto-Bismol. Okay, I may have saw it a little bit. But the bread was amazing. The bread was really nice. That was like the beauty shot. And it was made for Donovan at RV under Wayside. You know, everybody gets a little confused from time to time. I go back to, and I know it's not part of the clip, but it's part of the video. I go back to titles, thumbnails, and tags. That video could actually, you know, be a well-viewed, many views video, but it's not advertised as such. And if we have time, I wanted to talk about thumbnails and thumbnail searches and tags and stuff like that afterwards, if we have time. But I think while talking, if he was just going to talk and show the bread, I would have enjoyed it much better, and I think others would too, if he talked about how he made the bread, the ingredients, how long it took, how he set the oven. And I've been cooking all day. It took 12 hours. And, I think if you talk through those things and left the view of the really delicious looking bread to the, individual that's watching the video, I think it would have been better. And you don't have to be, fancy with graphics and all that. You could just talk through that, but I think that would be good and help out the video just a little bit. And I don't see James here, so I'm sad. Should we watch the video again? All right. I'm going to see if I can see this Pepto-Bismol.
Everybody asked me what I was doing on Saturday. What day is Saturday? Wow, look at this. What do you think, guys? Does that look good? Does that look good enough to cut in? Huh? You think so? Look at this good bread. See how nice it come out of the oven? Look at this. Come out nice and brown. I mean, nice good loaf of the bread that's homemade. Let's see if we can turn this one. Yeah, we can turn it. Look at this. Ain't that pretty? Ain't that nice? Am I making you guys hungry yet? Just imagine when I cut it into this. Put some nice butter on it. Maybe some jelly. That looks good, don't it? And the other one come out the same. Let's do that one down. Turn this one. That looks nice. Man, this looks really Look at this bread. RV on the wayside. I bet me you want some bread. I made you some. Anybody else want some bread? It's just nice. Here's the top of it even. Come out nice and brown. It's homemade bread. That's why I do on Saturdays. All right, guys, have a good evening. Have a good day. Enjoy your evening. We'll talk to you later.
Who had the echo?
Echo.
I think that was Scott.
Do what?
I don't think it could have been Scott.
I think that was Scott.
It started echoing James's voice over and over and over. And it just kind of made me crack up when I heard him like say, Donovan, 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 Donovan.
I didn't hear that. So maybe that was me. I didn't hear that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think his mic was on.
James Anthony's wants to know why he was echoing.
Yeah.
There's James. How you doing, James?
James, I think it was my fault.
It's all right.
I don't know how, because when he plays it, he auto mutes us.
One would think.
Yeah, it was funny. I looked up and I saw that Scott was not. I was trying to figure out what was going on. He wasn't muted. Anyway, that's okay. So I did see the Pepto. Yep.
Okay. So first of all, thank you, James. I'm so excited about the bread. I'm not going to be able to taste, but I love it. And you talked about slicing it open, and we never got to see it. Man, I wanted to see the inside of that bread. I was just dying for the ending. So that hook worked, because I stayed all the way to the ending to see you cut that bread open.
Yeah.
And was denied. But I have to give props to Mark Bailey, because something that our friend from the Art of RVing, Mark Bailey, always talks about is being sensitive to your subject. And that bread got more sensitivity than anything in a video I've seen in a long time, except for maybe the Pepto-Bismol bottle. But outside of that, no, seriously, he really, I mean, that was, you knew what you were there for the whole time. So.
Yeah, James, we've gone around. We've all talked about your video and talked about some things we like, some things we might do differently. And now we've watched it again. We're just wrapping up a little bit. One thing, kind of like what Donovan said, there was a point where you mentioned slicing it open and putting some butter on it, putting some jelly on it. I mean, if you're going to tease us, go ahead and show us. Give us the payoff at the beginning. Hey, you won't believe what I did with this bread, and then show us what you did with the bread. I mean, it looks amazing. One thing that like we were talking in the other video, a couple things that distracted us. In this video, the TV being on in the background was a little distracting. Just mute that for a minute while you do the video, and then get back to life. But if the focus is the bread, make sure we don't have split. We're not dividing our attention to listening to the TV while we're talking about the bread at the same time.
I'm just curious, is the bread going to give me heartburn?
If it does, you're ready.
All right.
I bet it will not. I bet it's very good bread.
It looked amazing. Great bread.
Okay. Did we run out of gas?
No, Steve, you were talking about some things we could have talked about as we were talking about the bread instead of just the bread. We could talk a little bit about the process.
Right.
And I was thinking about that as we were watching the video again. Clearly, this isn't a cooking video. We wouldn't go through the whole cooking process. But like you said, if we say, I do it like this, just as you're showing us the bread, I do it like this. I set the temperature to this. These are some of the ingredients I use. And me as somebody who doesn't bake bread, I would want to know what are some pitfalls I'm going to run into. What are some things that I can make sure that if I do try to bake bread, like I hear people talking about yeast and they have to, and their starter. Do I need starter to bake bread? Just some things as you're talking about the bread. Clearly you've got it figured out, and without really going to any extra trouble, just tell us some of those things. And it's just one more layer of keeping our attention as we're watching your video.
Like, how do you know when to take it out? Because I know it bakes a little bit longer once you pull it and put it on those racks a little bit. I'd like to know, how does he get it so perfect? So I'm with you.
And the tease could be, want to know how I get my bread so perfect? Just like Donovan, you were saying, start with a question. Want to know why it looks so great? Ba, 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 ba. And now let's see what I do with it.
Right. Absolutely. Anything else?
Steve,
I would like to say thanks to Steve and James for submitting those, though. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Steve
really
did drop
appreciate
in.
it.
Steve did pop in. He said he had a problem with his well. He was working on it.
Yep.
So he's here as well.
Yeah, it does take some courage to submit these videos. So
yes,
even though we do have some criticisms, we don't want to scare people away from submitting more of these. We want to offer great criticism that can help you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So please, everyone, send us some more videos so that we can check them out. And it helps us learn, it helps you learn, and it helps anybody else that's watching the show to learn to make better videos. So
yes.
Like we've talked about the stuff that was on the table in James's video. I did a video a year ago where I talked about how I would prep scrambled eggs for camping. And at the time, I really wanted to film the video like right now, and our table was a mess. So I just went over to the corner of the counter in the kitchen, and I just cleaned that spot right there, and my cameras all focused right there. So nobody had to see how messy our dining room table was at that point. So that's something that I think other people should, you know, make sure to think about as well, because it is going to have an impression with everybody as to what they see. With this one, yeah, I mean, the TV could have been off, and I would have taken away the Pepto-Bismol just because of what people associate it with. The bottle of water, the squash, all that kind of stuff. I really think that honestly could have stayed, would have been fine. It's just that, you know, people associate Pepto with problems that stem from eating. So
we had a couple comments, Steve.
Uh-oh.
New Horizons said the pitfalls.
Oh, the pitfalls you run into is it turning out like bricks.
Like her bread does. And then like James says there's no secrets to that bread.
See, so here's the thing. For James, this is easy. He doesn't run into the pitfalls that Susan's talking about. So, I mean, if you can imagine, okay, why are Susan's loaves turning out like bricks? Oh, well, she's not da-da-da-da, or she's probably da-da-da-da. Just put that in the video, and then Susan's going to go, hey, I watched this video. Jim, have you seen this video? It's going to teach you how to make the bread better next time you bake bread for me, Jim.
Right. Absolutely. Marshall from Mellow Pneumatic Adventures wants to know if anybody has started a playlist, a VidLift playlist that he can add or save to his profile.
Everybody but David.
Yep.
Oh, don't hang your head, Dave. You're all right.
Yeah, we all have that playlist so that we could share all of our different streams together, except for David.
Meanwhile, Scott's up there playing Miss Pac-Man. I see you looking down at the screen.
I'm making notes because you were telling folks how important it is to submit videos and encouraging that we're not going to rip them apart. We want to. For me, like I said, I'm the newbie. There's not been a single video that I've not learned something from. You guys are all doing really cool things. The 2 videos tonight, we had some things to share that we might would do differently. But like from the first video, I learned that if you're passionate, just come on and tell us. And you had me. The second video, if you want to hold somebody's attention, show really beautiful food. I mean, you had me. So, I mean, I've learned 2 things tonight. Every week I'm learning something. And I really appreciate you guys sharing, because everybody I'm seeing in the chat has been doing YouTube longer than me. And I'm learning from all of you guys. It's really awesome. Share. It's, what's that? How do they share it, Steve?
Oh, they use that link. Where's that link? Aha. The link's down below in the chat, or down there.
That email address.
Yeah, the email address. My goodness, I was totally lost. vidliftinfo@gmail.com. Send us a link to your video, and tell us what segment, timestamp for your 1-minute segment. And we'll put it on the show, and we'll talk about the video and pros and cons, and see what maybe we can find in your video to help you out.
And there's not a like a minimum requirement. Don't feel like you have to say, well, my video needs to be this good before I send it. how are you going to get better if you don't get feedback? Like
Right.
we had Doreen was nice enough last week to send one and say, hey, here's a bad one. And really, once we looked at it, it wasn't bad. It was a couple of things we would do differently,
Right.
but we all learned from it. It was really cool. Thank you, Doreen, for doing that. Y'all find a video, send us a link, because I say it every week. If you don't send links, you're going to be stuck watching my video, and nobody wants that.
So I'm going to make a confession now. You guys ready?
Uh-oh.
First of all, James made a comment in the comments there that the Pepto-Bismol bottle was an eye grabber. It was the only pink thing in the thing. That's all. If it wasn't pink, I don't know that we would have noticed, but it was pink. And the other one is the reason why my green screen video is not posted yet, and this is the honesty, is that every week we do this, I think, oh, I need to do that differently. And I keep wanting to just keep editing it. So I just need to put it out and just be done with it, because I shouldn't be any different than anything that we're asking from everybody else. I got to stop trying to make it too good. That's all. I just need to make it.
That is not a concern for you, Donovan. It's not going to be too good.
I know. I got that figured out.
What was the book that you were reading? What there was a book you suggested?
How to make videos that suck.
Yeah. How to shoot videos that doesn't suck.
By Steve Stockman.
It looks
Is
like
100% good? No. Is there enough in here to escalate you to people thinking you make videos all the time? Great. And you only have to pick one or two things out of this book to do differently in your next video, and you'll see a life difference? Yes.
Okay.
I noticed the sticky note that's marking your place is still towards the beginning of the book. How's that going for you?
There's multiple notes everywhere.
Hey, do you guys use TubeBuddy?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I use the free version, of course, because I'm cheap. Do you use TubeBuddy to help you with tags?
I use TubeBuddy to help me monitor how the video is doing after I put it up. All of my research happens in Morning Fame.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll share, maybe when it's my turn to host, I'll share some information about Morning Fame. I like it a lot. Is it my turn next week?
Yes.
Y'all, well, you know what? The guy that I'm interviewing on my stream Monday on my show he was the person who turned me on to Morning Fame. So I'm sure he's going to tell us some about it. So if you want to hear about that, come hear him. But next Tuesday, I promise I'll share a little bit of information about Morning Fame. It's like a vidIQ, a TubeBuddy. It just is set up a little bit different. It's really, really neat.
Well, I did a search with bread videos, and if you go homemade bread, you get returns for, it's okay, but it gives you all of the other tags that you could put in your tags that would help that video get seen. And I don't know. I didn't know how many people use that. I use it all the time. When I start thinking about how I'm going to title and thumbnail the video, I go through the tags and try to, manage all of that.
So Steve, if you were going to give some advice to James for some tags, what have you come up with that might be good for him to include?
Hold on. I'll share a screen.
Uh-oh. He might end the stream. Everybody get ready.
Yeah, it might be
His
done.
name's not
Hold on.
Donovan. Oh.
We should all take ourselves out of the stream at the same time, and he'll think he ended it.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
No, don't do that. All right, so we don't have a lot of time. This was homemade bread recipes. So if we talked about some, about recipes, its overall score is good, and you can go down and look at the different things, but it also gives you, other words or tags that you'd put in your video, like the top one down, related searches. It gives you homemade bread recipe with yeast. So if you use that, it goes to very good. So if there's a discussion about yeast and you put a tag in your video, that's going to be overall score is going to be pretty good. And if you look down at the score analysis, competition and the optimization is really good with homemade bread recipes with yeast. And then if that's not what you want to do, go to do a search for homemade bread. In the top video, click on it and look at their tags. And if you have TubeBuddy, you'll be able to see the tags on the right-hand side of your screen, and you can copy those and paste them into your video as long as it's relevant to your video. And that'll give you examples of tags that you can add to your video.
So would it have been okay, Steve, if he would have just did that title and used yeast in there and just made a comment about, like, at Yeast, I made this bread, homemade bread right here in my own
I think so. I think so.
That would be okay?
That makes it relevant.
Okay.
I don't know if the algorithm understands dad jokes.
Oh, I don't know either.
All right, that's messed up. And then, oops, it's all backwards. Anyway.
You could change the name of the video from I Got Bored to I Got Bread.
Or got bread, even less, right?
Got bread.
Got bread.
Need a crumbly mustache.
There's a whole lot of thought, and I talk about it all the time. I'm trying to focus more on myself and my videos on thumbnails, titles, and tags, because I think, you know, it's a process. The thumbnail is going to catch your eye. That's the very first part. If you don't catch their eye, then they're not going to look. The title is there to support it. And the title and the thumbnail should be different, because you have a chance to throw out different things. And then once you get in there, you have those hooks, and then the video, you know, goes on. But I'm trying to really focus on those things right now.
So you could have said, I'm loafing today, instead of I got bored.
I've got a challenge for everybody that's with us right now. As you're doing your research for a video, focus less on search volume and more on where you're going to rank. If you have a smaller search volume and not as many people are searching for it, but you're going to rank, people are going to watch it. Those couple of people that are searching for it are going to watch it. Then it gets pushed out and it will start taking off for you. Stop trying to rank with that high search volume. Don't even worry about it. Find the thing that you're going to rank for and make that video. It may not be, you're looking at it going, that's not going to blow up. It'll do better than being ranked last in a big old pond.
Oh, wait, 2 minutes. I got to say something. All right, mark your calendars. Next show, Scott. McGuire's on Tires channel, May 18th, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And as always, you can check the thumbnail if you forget. It was great to have everybody here. Thanks, panel. I appreciate you showing up and dropping by to, you know, chit-chat a little bit and talk about video stuff. Guy with the little hands. As far as the chat goes, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming by and commenting and talking a little bit to us. Steve from Desert Adventures in Arizona, I appreciate the submission, and thanks so much for you know, coming by, and I hope we weren't too brutal. As it goes, we're all just trying to do a little bit better. And James, we appreciate you, buddy, and thanks very much for your video. And I don't know, you could probably freeze dry some of that and send it to us if you wanted to. It'd probably heat up pretty good, especially if it's got a little yeast in it.
And some petrol butter.
Any last thoughts from the panel? Any last thoughts? Anybody? Everybody?
That's my bread.
All right, I'm gonna get us out of here. Hold on, I got some kind of, I don't know. Who left? Oh, that was Mark.
Scott?
Oh, yeah, Scott.
Hey, Steve.
Who's muted? Who's
You're
muted?
still alive.
Can you stop the
What?
stream, friend?
What? Oh,